Finally, something is shifting. It might not be a revolution just yet, but there's a scent of resurgence in the air. After months of frustration, an update to the floor of Lewis Hamilton's SF-25 has leaked. And it's much more than a simple technical tweak. It's a message, a promise, a sign that maybe, just maybe, Ferrari has understood where it went wrong. And now it's ready to respond. At the Canadian Grand Prix, Hamilton will bring a completely overhauled aerodynamic package to the track. We're not talking about minor adjustments. This is a full redesign of the car's underbody, the result of months of silent simulations, long nights in Maranello, data, sweat, and persistence. And for the first time in 2025, there's a real sense that this could change everything. Truly everything. Because up until now, Hamilton hasn't been racing his rivals. He's been racing his own car. A car that's been unpredictable, twitchy, and incapable of giving him the trust he needs from corner to corner. But now, thanks to this new setup, the handling in braking, traction, and turn-in should finally become consistent. And if there's one thing Lewis has always known how to exploit better than anyone, it's the consistency of a stable car. The new floor was tested internally before Montreal, and sources close to Ferrari report a direct improvement in lateral wind stability, one of the most frustrating weaknesses of the original package. But it doesn't stop there. The front end has also been revised. And while the new front suspension geometry will only be fully implemented at Silverstone, Hamilton will already receive a hybrid configuration in Canada, designed to help him steer with greater precision and predictability. Yet the heart of this change is psychological. It's not just about downforce or exit traction, it's about being able to finally trust the machine. Ferrari didn't just listen to the data, they listened to Lewis. They heard his words, his frustrations, his desperate radio messages, like in Spain when he called it the worst race of his career. And they responded, point by point. Another key element is the new engine mapping. In Montreal, a quintessential stop-and-go circuit, Ferrari has specially calibrated the power unit to provide more efficient hybrid deployment out of slow corners. Yes, we're talking about the hairpin, the final chicane, all those sections where Hamilton has always struggled with traction. Now, he'll have something extra. According to internal telemetry, the updated SF-25 gains an average of 0.3 seconds per lap in slow sectors. But the real gain isn't in the numbers. It's in the mindset. It's in the feeling that Ferrari is finally working with him, not against him. And when a champion feels the car in his hands, everything can change. Vasseur made it clear, he's not waiting for 2026. He doesn't want to wait anymore. And in a recent interview, his words were unequivocal. We believe in this car, and we believe in Lewis. That's not just a phrase, it's a statement, because he knows all too well. After months of pressure, speculation, and doubt, Hamilton is standing at a crossroads. This weekend isn't just another stop on the calendar. It's a proving ground for the entire storyline of the season. Because if this updated Ferrari truly works, Hamilton can re-enter the fight. Not for an occasional podium, but for something much more. For redemption. To prove that the project hasn't failed. That this union between the prancing horse and the Black King still has fire in its veins. But be warned, if even now the promises aren't fulfilled, the psychological blow could be massive. Hamilton didn't come to Maranello to coast in the midfield. He came to write history. And if he feels that dream slipping away, the fracture could become irreparable. Not just for him, but for all of Ferrari. To understand just how crucial this moment is for Hamilton, just look at the numbers. No podiums this season. Regularly outqualified by Leclerc. Ordered to give up position to his teammate. Overtaken by Hülkenberg in the closing laps of the Spanish Grand Prix. A storyline no one expected. And yet, it's the reality Hamilton has faced since stepping into red. Many behind the scenes are starting to ask an uncomfortable question. Is Lewis still the same as before? Or is the weight of the years, the pressure, and the transition from Mercedes to Ferrari slowly breaking down even the man who dominated Formula One for over a decade? The answer, however, isn't that simple. Because even in his darkest moments, Hamilton has always shown a spark. In Imola, he rose from 12th to 4th. In Bahrain, he held together a car that was barely drivable. The talent hasn't disappeared, What's missing is the car. That's why this update is more than just a new floor, it's an ultimatum. It's the answer to months of questions. Does it work or not? That's the question echoing through Maranello. Because if even this version of the SF-25 can't give Lewis what he needs, then it's time to rethink everything. From the technical leadership to the strategic vision of Ferrari's entire 2025 project. Let's not forget that when Hamilton joined, a few former Mercedes engineers came with him. People who know his driving style better than anyone. People who were expected to speed up his integration. But so far, the perfect chemistry hasn't materialized. This update is their test, too. If it fails, there will be no more excuses. If it works, it will signal that the Hamilton-Ferrari project has finally found its real starting point. Yet the most delicate aspect remains the mental one. Hamilton is one of the strongest drivers in history under pressure, but also one of the most sensitive to the car's feel. If he senses that the machine is betraying him, his performance collapses. And this isn't a matter of age. It's about trust, about connection, about symbiosis between man and machine. Fred Vasseur, after the Spanish GP, stated that Hamilton's radio comments were extreme. A sharp change in tone after months of total public support. The fact that even the team principal is now responding more firmly could indicate that internally, patience is wearing thin. For both of them. And so, Canada becomes far more than just another GP. It's a psychological, strategic, and political inflection point. Because if Hamilton shows signs of resurgence with this new package, Ferrari can finally claim to have lit the right engine. But if not, internal dissatisfaction may explode. Amidst all this, Charles Leclerc is watching. He's outqualified Hamilton in 8 out of 9 races. He has claimed 3 podiums. And above all, he feels the pressure of asserting himself as the #1 driver in a team currently balancing between 2 titans with very different stories and motivations. This will also play a decisive role in the rest of the season. There's only one question left. Can Lewis Hamilton turn frustration into hunger, confusion into clarity, and failure into strength? Because if the answer is yes, then Montreal could be the first true step toward redemption in red. If the answer is no, it may be hard to prevent the project from crumbling before summer even begins. This is not just another race. It's a crossroads. For Hamilton, for Ferrari, for the entire paddock. And especially for the fans who, after months of waiting, finally want to see something real. No more promises, no more hopes, just results. Thank you for following this analysis to the end. If you genuinely care about understanding the most crucial moments of the season, this is the right place to stay informed. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and let us know in the comments what you think. Will the Ferrari package be enough to relaunch Hamilton? Or is it just another illusion in a 2025 that has so far failed to deliver? We'll see you in the next video, where we'll continue revealing what others prefer to keep hidden.